Hi, I'm Treon Verdery. I gave the American continents back to the Native Americans, specifically those Native Americans that are 90% genetically identical with the ancestor Native Americans. That's to be determined with the DNA from ancestral remains. Now, the 10% of the Native Americans, which is of non-ancestral form, can be any kind of DNA that the Native Americans would like at all. The Native Americans can look like Caucasians if they feel like it. I like Caucasians. I'd like the European birth rate to go up as a result of evicting all of the current population of North America, other than those that are 90% Native American. Now, where will those people go? Create two new floating continents, one at the Atlantic, one at the Pacific. One possibility for creating these new floating continents is to use the electrical plating of something like magnesium or titanium sponge from seawater that automatically floats, and bundling those blobs into structures which then have other structures built upon them. I urge the Native Americans that regain the American continents to genetically engineer themselves to be 3 or 4 times cleverer than I am, as well as much kinder, happier, calmer, more beautiful, longer-lived people with great truthfulness, like 700th percentile truthfulness, as well as a new kind of ability, which is some sort of obvious movement or something like that when the person is saying something that they believe to be at variance with the truth. That way, when natives speak to each other, not only will they be vastly more honest than the current average among North Americans, but they'll be able to tell if another person is speaking something at variance with the truth, because that person will say something or do something which has an obvious effect to reveal the actual truthfulness of what they're saying. I'm aware of a thing called the IT pattern. I've noticed that it benefits people with lighter skin and lighter hair. Thus, I strongly urge Native Americans to engineer or breed themselves to have lighter skin as well as lighter hair. I like the way Ursula Andress looks. Now, an approach to the making it so that only persons of Native American ancestry, 90% Native American ancestry, are the humans that live at the American continents, is to fill these continents with a chemical which would cause persons of any other genetic background to simply become tremendously happy and then fall asleep and lack any sense of hunger or thirst, which would cause them to die absent any sensation or awareness. These compounds could be spread throughout the American continents at a particular day. Then everyone would want to leave who did not have that particular genetic makeup which would allow them to survive. One possibility for those chemicals are chemicals which affect the G-coupled protein receptors, specifically the hydration complexes surrounding G-coupled protein receptors, where those chemicals are produced by biological organisms or just produced as organic chemicals at a chemical lab. Hopanoids, as well as halogenated chemicals that affect G-coupled protein receptors of ethnicities other than those who are of 90% Native American ethnicity or greater, can be used to affect serotonin, acetylcholine, the opioid receptors, many other receptors as well, to make it so that only people who are 90% Native American ancestry have the ability to live at the North American continent.